Hello everybody. There are few homework questions on chapter 8 and 9. The first question is, the question is in chapter 8, section 8.2, number 6. So they give us a triangle and they ask us to solve the triangle. Solving means we need to find everything, find all the sides and all the angles that are unknown. Here we need to find theta, we need to find omega, and we need to find b. So definitely this is not the right triangle. That means we need to use law of sine or law of cosine. Before we use law of cosine, we would like to see if we can use law of sine because it's simpler to use. So I'm going to say sine of 33 over b equal to sine of omega over 9 equal to sine of theta over 14. So this is law of sine. Any two equations we pick, any two of this, if you pick to solve, you will see there are two unknown. Here b is unknown and omega is unknown. Or if you pick these two, we have two unknown, omega or theta. So law of sine is not a good idea. So what we do, let's apply law of cosine. Law of cosine said this side we're looking for, we have the angle front of it, 33 degrees. So I'm going to write b squared equal to, so 9 squared plus 14 squared minus 9 times 14 cosine of 33 degrees. So this formula coming from your note sheet. So this is A, that's B. I just plugged it into the formula. So I get b squared equal to, well, after plugging in this in the calculator, I get b equal to approximately 8.103. So we solve for b. So b is 8.103. Now we can use law of sine or law of cosine again. We can use law of sine. So I'm going to write, I'm going to use law of cosine. So law of cosine for this, we have 14 squared. I'm going to say 14 squared equal to 9 squared plus 8.103 squared minus 2 times 9 times 8.103 cosine of theta. So now we are looking for this theta inside of cosine. So again, this is law of cosine. If we do the algebra, so if we take care of this part and this part, then cosine of theta will be equal to negative 0.33829. Then theta will be cosine inverse of negative 0.33829, which will be approximately 109.773 degrees. So we get this for this theta. So we got 109.773. How do we solve for omega? We can just subtract from 180. We know 33 degrees plus omega plus 109.773 equal to 180. Therefore, omega will be 37.227 degrees. So one note here about law of cosine. For example, a squared will be b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a, or alpha. If you want to solve for this a, cosine of a will be b squared plus c squared minus a squared divided by 2bc. So this is little algebra from this equation. I moved this to this side and put a squared this side. Then I divided by 2bc. I get this. So you can do the same thing for cosine of c. Will be a squared plus b squared minus c squared divided by 2ab. Then you use inverse to solve for c. So this was about homework 6. Let's move to another question. We have, so chapter 8, section 8.3, number 14, convert 2, 2 to polar coordinate. Polar coordinate is r, theta. This theta must be in radian. If they said leave it in degrees, you can leave it in degrees, but if they didn't say anything, looks like your homework, this must be in radians. So it would be great for a question like this, we need to plot the points. So 2 and 2, 1 and x is, so this is a point P, for example, 2, 2. In order to make it to r and theta, so this is r and this guy is theta. Or the formula in your note sheet, we have r equal to radical x squared plus y squared and theta equal to tangent inverse of y over x. So if you plot, this is x, that's y. If you substitute it here, r will be radical 2 squared plus 2 squared equal to radical 8, which is 2 root 2. And theta will be tangent inverse of 2 over 2, which is tangent inverse of 1 equal to 45 degrees. But you have to make this one to radian, which is pi over 4. So final answer will be 2 root 2 comma pi over 4. Let's have another one. Another good question. So chapter 8, number 19, convert the polar coordinates. So this is a polar. That means we have r and theta. They're asking us make it to Cartesian coordinate. Then we mix it to x and y. Again, we need to plot this. So r is 3. That means we have circle 1, circle 2, and circle 3. So r is 3. That means the point will be somewhere on this circle. If we make a ray, this is 0, because this direction is plus, the other direction is negative. Here is pi half, this is pi, here is 3 pi half, and 2 pi. So we have 2 pi over 3. 2 pi over 3 is like a 120. 120 should be somewhere around here. So this is r, and theta is 120. So how do we make it to x and y? The formula is x equal to r cosine theta and y equal to r sine theta. So you can use this formula, but I suggest to try to picture it as well, because on this quadrant you have to make sure that this has x and y. X must be negative because you are here, x is negative. So in case you did some algebraically mistake, viewing it on the picture might help you to don't have that mistake. All right, so we have x equal to 3 cosine of 2 pi over 3. 3 cosine of 2 pi over 3 is negative 1/2. How do I know this? From the unit circle. The answer will be negative 3/2, and y equal to r sine theta, it will be 3 or sine of 2 pi over 3, which is 3 times root 3 over 2, will be 3 root 3 over 2. So the final answer will be negative 3/2, comma 3 root 3 over 2. That's the exact one. Let's have one more. So this was this one. Last one, which is very good question here. Most likely you will see this in your exam. So this is chapter 9, 5 to 8. This is the quadrant of the angle and its sine is given. So we have a circle, for example, and we have the this is quadrant 1, that's quadrant 2, that's quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. This is 0, pi half, pi, 3 pi half, and 2 pi. So they're telling us that sine of theta is 2 over 5. Theta is between pi and pi half. So between pi, so theta will be here. This is pi half, that's pi. So I'm going to make a line here. So this is theta. The theta is that much, but we will work on the reference angle. I don't make here theta. That's right. That's not correct. This will be theta, reference triangle. So this theta is between pi and pi half from here. And also we know sine of theta is 2 over 5. We are looking for cosine and tangents. So in order to solve this, we gonna make a right triangle. This is a right triangle. We have sine of theta equal to 2 over 5. That means sine of theta, sine on the right triangle, sine of theta will be opposite over hypotenuse. So this is 2 and this is 5. So, or in your note sheet you should have that sine of theta equal to y over r, cosine of theta equal to x over r, and tangent of theta equal to y over x. This is exactly the same as opposite over hypotenuse, adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. So by knowing this, I use Pythagorean theorem to solve for this one. So solve for x. We're going to have 5 squared equal to 2 squared plus x squared. We have 25 equal to 4 plus x squared equal to 21, x equal to plus minus radical 21. Because we are in this quadrant, this x should be negative. So this x will be negative root 21. As soon as you solve this triangle, then you're done. So you back what they're asking us. They ask us what is cosine of theta. Cosine of theta is x over r. So the answer will be negative root 21 over r, which is 5. We're done. Tangent of theta is y over x. Y is 2. And x is negative root 21. It seems like you can leave it like this and your computer will accept it. But we need to irrationalize the denominator. But I just noticed that they didn't say anything. So this should be the final answer, but usually we would like to multiply by the radical on the denominator to get rid of the radical on the denominator. This will be negative 2 root 21 over 21. This is a final answer, but you also can leave it as this. All right.